This class is about natural Tick Tock extensions with application of nail lacquer. Sanitize your hands and ask your client to do the same. Make sure you sanitize all the instruments and implements. You start your extensions by doing a nail prep. You have to cut the free edge and start your nail prep. Apply cuticle softener, which is a Cutie Soft by IBI. Push back the cuticles. This is to lift away all the dead skin and get maximum nail out. You can remove the dead skin with the help of the knife also. Once you've done the pushback, you clean the nails with Use Sanitize to remove the residue of the Cutie Soft. Now nip excess cuticle with a cuticle cutter. Make sure you nip only excess cuticle and do not cut living skin. Then you take a 180 by 240 grit buffer and remove the natural nail shine. Make sure you file the natural nails round. This helps you to get the right size of the tip. Now you're going to remove the surface shine in one direction. Do not go in a two-way movement on the natural nail because this will damage the natural nails. Make sure you don't leave the cuticle area out, otherwise it will cause lifting. Then with the nail duster, remove the excess dust from the nails and cleanse the nails with Use Sanitize. Once you have cleansed the nails, you're going to apply the dehydrator, which is a U-Prep by IBI. You apply the U-Prep on the entire natural nail. U-Prep helps us get rid of the excessive oil into the natural nails. Then you get your box of tips out. We have sizes from 1 to 10. 1 is the largest size and 10 is the smallest size. Measure the tips. Make sure you get the right size of the tip. The transparent part of the tip is called the contact area, which sits on the natural nail. Your tip measurement has to always be very correct, otherwise there can be a lot of problems. Once you measure the tips, you're going to take some glue and put on the contact area and fix the tips. Make sure that there are no bubbles while fixing tips. Too much glue or too little glue can create air bubbles. We can either put some glue on the contact area or we can put some glue directly on the natural nail. Both is correct. You hold the tip with the index finger and the thumb, and from the left hand you give pressure upwards and fix the tip. If there is any excess glue, you can just dab it with a tissue. Once you have fixed the tips, you're going to take a tip cutter and you're going to cut the length of the tip. The ideal length of the free edge should be approximately 25% of the nail bed. But if the client insists, you can give her a longer length at her own risk. Once you have cut the tips, you're going to take a 100 grit buffer and you're going to blend the tips. For natural nails, you have to use 180 or a 240 buffer, but for blending the nail tip or for filing the acrylic, you have to use a 100 grit buffer. You have to remove the demarcation line, which you can see is on the nail, and create a perfect natural looking nail. You have to work on the plastic that is sitting on the natural nail. Once the tips are blended, remove the dust and cleanse the nails again with U-Sanitize. Then you apply the dehydrator again only on the natural part of the nail and not on the tip. Then you apply the acid-based primer, which is called U-Bond, if you want maximum adhesion. You can also use Easy Bond, which is acid-free primer. Now you're going to get your box of Tick Tock forms out and measure the right size that will go over the tip. We have sizes from 1 to 10 here also. You're going to take the right measurement of the form which will go over this nail. You have to make sure that you get the correct size of the form. It shouldn't be bigger or smaller. Once you have achieved the correct size, you're going to apply acrylic on the form. You can take any color powder, it can be clear, pink, nude, whatever suits your client. And you're going to take some monomer in the dapping dish. This glass dapping dish should be covered once the monomer has been used. You can take a brush either size 8 or 10. This is a pure Kolinsky sable brush which is used only for acrylic extensions. You have to first saturate the brush to remove the bubbles from the brush into the monomer. Then you will take the amount of monomer depending on the size of the bead you need to roll. You will roll a bead only with the tip of the brush and not immerse the brush into the powder. You always work only with the tip of the brush. Once you put the acrylic, you pat it from side to side. Then you take a second bead and similarly pat it from side to side. Most of the times 2 beads are enough. Then you're going to fix the forms over the tip, holding it at an angle, giving pressure from beneath. Make sure you do not press the form too much, otherwise the product will move forward and the nail will become very thin. You can remove the excess acrylic with the help of the pusher. You can apply some monomer near the cuticle area to avoid any lifting. You're going to do all your nails, and after a minute or so of finishing the nails, you remove the forms. You can see that the nails have a very high shine. You do not need to buff the nails. The shape is already formed. You only work on the sides and the mouth of the nail. In case you need to have round or oval nails, then you need to file the mouth of the tip at the point of tip fixing. Remove the dust. You can see you have a high shine nail. Once you have finished your extension, you can start lacquer application. For lacquer application, you do not need a base coat as we already have a shiny top coat. Or even if you don't have a shiny top coat, you can skip the base coat because this is not natural nail, this is extensions. Apply a very thin coat of color, making sure you do not touch the cuticles. Once you've finished the first coat, wait for a few seconds and apply a second coat. Make sure your coats are very thin and not thick. Even if you need to apply 3 coats, you can do it, but you have to have very thin coats. Make sure you cap the free edge in order for the polish to be sealed. Once you've applied the second coat, go ahead and finish with your top coat. The top coat gives you a good high shine and seals your polish. Make sure that you cap the free edge even with the top coat.